What's up, boys? Let's go ahead and talk about some more NFL player props in today's video. Got a pretty good Thursday night football game today. Hopefully it's pretty good. Should be a little bit closer. It's a 5-point spread, so we'll see if that actually stays the same with the Saints and their many injuries. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, we're talking about some player props today. If you guys are already on PrizePicks, highly recommend signing up. First time deposit match up to $100. Pretty awesome. Use my promo code DOMG when you guys do sign up. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. So if you guys deposit 50, they'll match it. They'll give you guys $100 to go ahead and play with. So pretty awesome right there on PrizePicks. Highly recommend doing that. But yeah, also I have a Patreon. You guys get my daily picks for every sport. That is in my description as well. Also, I'll let you guys in the premium Discord if you guys are on the Patreon. And if you guys don't feel like doing that, completely fine. There's also a free Discord down in my description. So definitely check that out if you guys wish. We talk about different stuff in there all the time. So, and then last off, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. That also really does help me out. And turn on post notifications. That helps me out as well. So definitely do those things. But we're going to go ahead and talk about some of these NFL player props in today's video. So let's go ahead and do that now. So, Dak Prescott, Taysom Hill getting his first start in a while, I think. Has he started? I don't even know if he started. I feel like he has a long time ago, but I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting. They made a QB change. He's only at 185 yards. So, Dak Prescott's a little interesting here. We take a look at team rankings here and see how these teams fare against passing yards. So, New Orleans and Dallas. So, New Orleans here is at 251.8 per game. Don't really focus on the number. I don't like to. I like to focus on where they rank among other teams. And they're one of the easier matchups against passing yards. So, and then Dallas is right here at 262. So, they're one of the easier matchups against yards as well. So, maybe both these guys do hit their over in yards today. And I kind of like both of them in yards, one more than the other. But New Orleans seems to allow a lot of passing yards to the top-tier quarterbacks. So I think Dak could definitely go over today. He went over against Vegas, he went over against Atlanta, and he went over against the Patriots, which is kind of interesting. The Patriots are the third best, and he had 445 yards on them. So this is a game where I do think that Dak can go over. If he's playing at home, Dak has a really big thing about playing home games. It's weird. He's really good in home games, not so much on the road. So we'll see if he is. Don't get me wrong, he still has good games on the road, but just seems like he's a lot better in home games. But he is on the road today in New Orleans, so yeah. You can kind of keep that in mind, but it shouldn't be that big of a factor, but I like it a lot more if he was at home. But Taysom Hill here, 185 yards. I definitely like his passing yards on the over. So Dallas, one of the top allowers to passing yards. I think it's a really good idea for you guys to take Taysom Hill on the over for passing yards. It's one of the ones I do like today. So Taysom Hill definitely right there. Let's go ahead though and check number 5 here. So number 5 has Taysom Hill at 225 passing yards. So that's the over. And they have Dak at 282, which is also on the over. So they like Taysom Hill a lot more than Dak in this one on the over. And I kind of agree with them. So both these overs could potentially be pretty good today. I also like Taysom Hill over on rushing yards. I think he was 33.5 earlier. I feel like it was, but they upped it by 2 yards, I think. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but yeah, 35.5, I definitely think he's going to be running the ball a lot. You can't really look at these past stats because he wasn't starting at quarterback in these games, but Taysom Hill could definitely hit the over in rushing yards, and they have him at 31 rushing yards, so they actually like him on the under. They don't really agree with me on this one, so pretty interesting right there. And then Dak Prescott is at 7.5. These are his last couple of games. He's only hit twice, so I really wouldn't mess with these rushing yards too much. They have him at 12 right there, but I do kind of like Taysom Hill a little bit for rushing yards. I honestly really do. I think he's going to be running the ball a lot. But, I mean, yeah, especially with he has both of his tackles out. So he's going to be getting kind of killed behind that line. So maybe that leads to him running a little bit more. So, yeah, but you have Zeke at 40.5 rushing yards here. He's gone over in 3 by half a yard right there. That would be a pretty big sweat right there. But they have Zeke right here for 59 yards on the day. Let's take a look at defensive yards here thanks to team rankings. So rushing defense here, opponent rushing yards per game. So let's take a look at where Dallas and New Orleans are. So Dallas and New Orleans. New Orleans is the third best rushing defense. So maybe I wouldn't mess with Zeke too much. But this is also a game where the Cowboys I feel like should be winning. But I don't know. Maybe they do run the ball a little bit more. Probably wouldn't touch Zeke's yards, to be honest. Where's Dallas, though? Where's Dallas on this list? I don't see them. Dallas, okay, they're 13 there, 107.3. So they're about in the middle, a little bit on the harder side, but I think Mark Ingram could potentially hit this over today. They like to run the ball with him quite a lot. He wasn't even starting in some of these games. But yeah, I definitely think he can. He had 43, 47, 88. So when did he get traded? Was he on the Saints in all these games? I feel like he just recently got traded, but maybe I was wrong. But yeah, since Kamara's been out, he's been hitting this over for these rushing yards. So I definitely like Mark Ingram today a little bit. And they definitely agree with me. They have him at 77.58 yards on the day. So Mark Ingram is another one that I definitely do like on the over. There's not too many unders I like in these games, to be honest. I really do hate messing with receiving yards, so I'm not going to talk too much about these because they're kind of usually all over the place. But Tony Pollard, I definitely do like on the over. I've been taking him the last 2 weeks, and it worked out twice. So he's at 32, 20, 56, 32, and 1. So he's gone over in 4 out of 5. This is also a game where the Cowboys might not be throwing as much, although I do know they like to throw the ball a lot, so we'll see. But they have Tony Pollard here. Where do they have him? Receiving yards, they have him at 18, so they have him on the over by about 4 or 5 yards. So they like him on the over as well, so it should be a pretty good one right there. There's not really a stat to go ahead and look at receiving yards, but we can take a look at opponent passing yards again. So like I said before, they are one of the easier defenses, and they're going to be allowing a lot more yards. So maybe Pollard is the move right there for receiving yards. Or you can take a look at his receptions as well. So we can take a look at that. They have him at 2.5 right here. They had him at 2 earlier, I believe. So yeah, they had him at 2 earlier, I think. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. I'd probably take the yards over receptions. I think he gets 13. I think he gets 14 yards before he gets 3 catches. So I definitely think he can get at least 14 yards on 2 catches. So yeah, Pollard might be the move on receiving yards rather than receptions. Zeke is a little interesting here too on receptions. We take a look at completions per game actually as well, because we got to take a look on Dak for that later too. But opponent, that's rushing. Opponent passing defense. Opponent completions per game we kind of look at. New Orleans, they're allowing about 22 completions per game. So, and for someone who likes to throw the ball a lot like Dak and the Cowboys, I feel like they could be throwing a little bit over that. But we can see where they have Zeke for receptions as well as Pollard. They have Pollard at 18 yards, like we said, on 2.3 catches. So yeah, don't take the over for receptions, I would say. And Zeke they have at 2.9, so they definitely like him hitting right about 3. So they have been 19 receiving yards. What was his receiving yards? It was like 20. No, it was at 15.5. All right. They don't have passing touchdowns for him. They have Zeke on touchdowns, so just any touchdowns he's only hit twice. I probably wouldn't touch that. He has a 0.17 chance. They said Number Fire says at receiving touchdown and 0.48 at rushing. So probably wouldn't touch that one either. I definitely think there's a chance he does and doesn't score. So pass completions though is kind of interesting here. They have him at 17. They have him at 23.5. But like I was saying with Taysom, he hasn't been starting, so he's had 2, 2, and 2. So yeah, Dak Prescott though 23.5. He has gone over in 4 out of his last 5. And the Saints here are allowing 22 completions per game, so maybe this is a take for the over. I'd like to give you guys an under, but it's kind of hard because you guys can get a couple like 15 times bonuses, I believe, for like 5 times and 4 times plays, I think it is. So yeah, I don't know. I want to give you guys an under, but it's kind of hard. I'm trying to find them myself, but yeah, they don't have any. Oh, they do have completions for. They didn't have Taysom Hill over. They didn't have his completions on here earlier, but now they do. But Cowboys are allowing 22.6, and they have him at 17. So Number Fire here, they have him. They have both these guys over on completions. Number Fire loves everything on the over today, I guess. But yeah, they have 19 completions and 24 completions right there. Both of them on the over. So kind of hard to tell here, man. Taysom Hill is at half an interception. I like Taysom over interceptions. And I kind of like Dak over interceptions as well, though. So, I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, whoops, I meant to click on Dak. Why is it? Okay, there we go. But Dak, yeah, he's thrown a pick in 3 out of his last 5. And if we take a look at turnovers per game, opponent interceptions thrown per game, that's what I want to take a look at. New Orleans is they're forcing about 1.2 interceptions per game. So I definitely like Dak a little bit in this one. To throw an interception, we take a look at where Dallas is, and Dallas is 3 right here. So I think Taysom Hill is possibly really, really good chance to throw an interception, especially in a game where they're probably playing from behind. They have him at 0.97 for interceptions. So, yeah, I definitely think that could be a pretty good line right there for Taysom on over an interception. So, I like everything on the over for Taysom today. I really do. That's kind of bad, but yeah, appreciate you guys watching though. Again, if anyone is new, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. If you guys are already on Prize Picks, definitely check them out. Link is in my description. But that's pretty much going to do it, man. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys next time. Good luck tonight. Goodbye.